So imagine sitting at your desk right now, and you're just surrounded by 4 different keyboards, 4 mice.
Yeah, an absolute nightmare.
Right, just a tangled web of cables connecting 4 completely separate computers. I mean, you'd need like 8 hands just to check your email while keeping an eye on a server.
Oh, absolutely. It's the absolute definition of a workspace nightmare. Just a solid wall of hardware clutter.
Exactly. Well, welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is to decode a really dense product page from HDTVSupply that promises to fix exactly that.
Yeah, to bring some order to the chaos.
Right. Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at a device with a ridiculously long name. It's the Smart-AVI SM-UHS-4S-S.
Quite the alphabet soup, yeah.
Really rolls off the tongue.
Mhm.
But behind that name is an $899 digital traffic hop for your desk. Basically, it's an Ultra HD KVM switch.
And, for anyone unfamiliar with the acronym, KVM just stands for keyboard, video, and mouse. So the entire goal of a KVM switch is to consolidate all those separate inputs, so you only need one set of peripherals to control multiple computers.
Okay, so we're taking those 4 distinct HDMI systems and funneling them into one single workstation monitor.
Exactly. And crucially, it does this at Ultra HD 4K resolution at 60 Hertz, with virtually zero delay when you transition between them.
Wait, I have to push back a little here. I mean, I'm skeptical about this whole seamless claim.
Fair enough.
Because usually if I plug like an old standard 1080p laptop into a massive 4K monitor, it just looks pixelated and terrible.
Wait, so if I plug in an older non-4K device, does this switch automatically upscale it so my high-end monitor doesn't look terrible?
It actually does, yeah. And that's a very real concern. And it's exactly why this unit features a built-in video scaler.
Oh, wow. All right.
Right, so it doesn't just stretch a bad image. The scaler intelligently upconverts those lower resolution signals so they match your 4K display naturally. It completely eliminates those infuriating compatibility headaches.
That is huge. It really is. You don't need all your inputs to be natively 4K at 60 Hertz to get a crisp result.
So they can all exist beautifully together on one screen. And you can actually arrange them.
Oh, absolutely. You have total freedom over the visual layout.
So I could have my main work PC taking up the vast majority of the screen while, I don't know, my personal laptop and maybe a live security camera feed sit in tiny picture-in-picture boxes in the corner.
Precisely. You can do that single view, picture-in-picture, a tri-view setup, or even a quad view where the screen is split into 4 equal squares.
Okay, so we've solved visual clutter by putting 4 computers on one screen. But that raises an obvious problem. How do you actually click on anything without juggling 4 different mice again?
Well, what's fascinating here is the engineering behind the control interface. It features mouse-driven channel switching.
Meaning I don't have to push buttons on the box.
Exactly. You just move your cursor across the boundary of one screen quadrant, and you instantly hijack a completely different computer's brain.
It's like wielding a magical mouse. You just move your cursor across the screen and boom, you're in.
Yeah, though it does have a web UI and front panel buttons if you want them, but how the hardware keeps up without lagging is the really cool part.
Right, because usually when I unplug USB mouse and move it, there's that annoying ding sound, and the computer freezes while it reloads drivers.
Right, and avoiding that delay is all thanks to full keyboard and mouse emulation.
Emulation.
Right, so what emulation actually does is trick every single connected computer into thinking your mouse and keyboard are constantly plugged in, even when you're controlling a different machine entirely.
Well, that makes sense. So there's no disconnecting and reconnecting happening on the software side.
None at all. And it also features independent USB 2.0 switching, meaning you could have, say, an external hard drive actively working on computer 1 while you're seamlessly mousing around on computer 3.
Wow. Okay, so users can manage their whole workflow without ever touching physical buttons.
Exactly. And that brings us to the bigger picture regarding reliability. The specs boast about power redundancy.
Meaning it has a dual power supply backup. But wait, why is that necessary for just a desk gadget?
Because we have to look at the seller's pedigree to understand who this is really for. HDTVSupply isn't some fly-by-night shop.
Right, been around.
Yeah, a 25-year history and over 10,000 positive reviews. So if you're monitoring a high-state server room, a tiny power flicker can't be allowed to take down your central control center.
So it's not merely a gadget, it's mission-critical infrastructure.
Exactly.
So what does this all mean? For you listening, this knowledge represents the ultimate shortcut to workspace efficiency. You're gaining total control over multiple systems without the overwhelming hardware clutter.
It's bringing order out of complete chaos.
Right. Which leaves us with a final thought to mull over. With hardware now capable of seamlessly blending four distinct computers into a single, fluid workspace, controlled by a single mouse swipe. Will the future of computing even bother differentiating between individual devices? Or will it all just feel like one infinite interconnected screen?
Someone to think about.